All right, we're going to test the landing accuracy of the Phantom 3 from the return to home feature. What happens is you set this wherever it takes off from. Once you hit the return to home feature, it should land right back on that spot. What we're going to do is fly it off somewhere and then hit the return to home feature and then see where it lands in relation to that starting point. Then we'll measure it. We'll do it several times to get an average, so we'll have an idea of just how accurate it is. So the whole point of this return to home feature, if you're flying over here, right, so you've got the drone hovering in the air, okay, that'll be our drone picture, and you are sitting over here flying, right? You're happy, everything's good, you got a smile, and you're watching your drone at all times. But you, being the responsible person that you are, have other things to do today. So something comes up where you have to tend to it immediately. Say you get an important phone call, or you have the kid fell and skinned his knee while you were outside filming and playing basketball or something. So you definitely want to tend to that right away. So problem is your drone is still 100 feet in the air and there's a big tree between you and your drone and where it wants to land. So you want it to land safely right here. When you hit the return to home button, what the drone will do is fly up to the return to home altitude, right? So it's default at 30 meters, right? So around 100 feet. And then it will fly over to its original landing place. So it'll stop there and then start to descend slowly and come to a land safely, leaving you to go tend to whatever you need to do. If you're flying along and that wonderful remote controller that came with it, say the battery goes dead, or you've flown too far out and you lose the signal and they're not talking to each other anymore, say there's a big tree in the way, you'll get a weak transmission signal warning, and then you'll get just a remote disconnected. It'll completely drop off, and then the drone, again, will just fly up to the return to home altitude and fly home and land. The third option is if you're flying way far out, it has an intelligent battery on board. So it knows if, say it only has, 18% left and it's a half a mile away. It needs that 18% to get home. So it will say, disregard what this person is telling me to do. I gotta go home to save myself. So it won't disconnect from the remote, but it'll disregard its input and then fly up and go home.
The home point has been updated. Go home.
All right, let's see what we got this time. That one was right at 8 feet, so 96 inches. It's about 82 inches. just under 7 feet.
The whole point. Go home.
So now it's ascending to 30 meters, well above that tree. Now again, my hands aren't on the controller. This is doing it all on its own. Well, that one was pretty good. All right, that's 31 inches. So basically, if you're trying to take off from a sidewalk or something like that, you can expect it to land in the grass next to the sidewalk. Pretty much will not land exactly where it took off from. So I would recommend a good 10-foot space at least.